doesn't matter.
Oh my God, I love that. I love that. That's a good one. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Off the Bench. Of course, I'm DeMarcus.
I'm Ty.
What's going on, Ty?
Not much, man. How you feeling?
I feel I'm a little tired. I'm a little tired today. I gotta be honest with you, but it's one of those things where it's like it's a good tired because a lot of stuff been going on good. But how you feeling, man? I know you just told me before we got on here, man. You was a little sick last week, man.
Flu type A.
Yeah.
Don't wash your hands.
I find it interesting, man. How we, I don't know about you and Joe, but I find it interesting how it went from when we was kids, you just have flu.
Yeah.
To now is you got flu type A. So now
different. What is it different?
That's what I'm saying. So what makes it different?
Yeah.
When they be talking about like you got these different variants, I'm like, but is it the same virus?
I don't know,
or is it a whole nother virus?
I don't know because I had it last week,
Uh-huh.
and then a guy at work ended up catching it, and I was talking to his dad works there too. I was like, "Yeah, how's your son?" He was like, "Yeah, he good. He got flu B." And in my head, I was like, "I had flu A, so what's flu B?" And then COVID, and then it's like
that's what I'm saying. So that I'm trying to understand. How do they break that down on which is which and what variance is this?
Maybe something is higher.
Maybe like you saying earlier, the chills. Maybe there's more chills with B versus A. I don't know. It's crazy, but we're glad to hear and see that you're doing well, man. As always, because I know we always have great conversations when we're on here. My boy Tim, in your absence, has been coming in here doing a good job. Shout out to Tim.
I didn't know he was on here.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta watch.
No, it's a different Tim.
Oh, okay.
Different Tim.
Say,
we still working on that Tim to get him on the show because we know that's gonna be epic when he come on. So now this is my boy that lives. He's from Texas.
Okay.
So he been coming in and helping us out in your absence. So, all right, man, let's get right to it, man. We got.
I got something to talk about first. Cause I just want to let you know I tagged you and the pod, and I got no response. So we finna talk about it. 73, highest in the NBA right now. 73 against the Hawks. So let's talk about that.
John, please tell me
73
that Ty did not just pull the Wilt Chamberlain and bring out 73 for Luka
Doncic. 73. He was actually on 76% shooting.
Ty,
less than 20 free throws.
Ty.
That is crazy.
Ty.
Crazy stats.
It was against the Atlanta Hawks.
They just beat the Warriors. They just beat the Lakers, and they just beat Phoenix.
I don't care. I don't care. He did it against the Atlanta Hawks.
I
had the same conversation with Tim last episode, and I want to ask you the same thing because I feel like you're fanboying me right now, and I'm trying to understand. Are you trying to tell me 73 is the same in every arena?
It depends on who you playing against.
Exactly.
But 73 is still 73, no matter how you look at it, though.
It's the Atlanta Hawks.
But soon as the Kansas City won,
exactly. Exactly. Because you
did it on the road.
Yeah, because you told me he couldn't do it. You told me he could not do it, and he's done it twice now.
He couldn't do it. I said it's going to be interesting to see him.
Ty, the fact that you even say it's going to be interesting, let me know that you're questioning his ability to do it on the road.
The team's ability.
Listen, we talking about Pat Mahomes, which I'm so glad that we're going to be talking about him today because I got a lot to say about three other guys that needs to be said.
Jesus.
Needs to be said, and one of them is your boy.
Okay. But no, we're going to talk about the 73, though.
So, okay, let's get into it. So what about the 73 against the Atlanta Hawks that don't have no defenders,
73,
no nothing? Let's talk about it. What about it?
Great performance. Like I said, 76% shooting from the field. Almost had a triple-double that game, too. That's astonishing. That's MVP right there. Okay, no. let's talk about, though, we did have a great week in the NBA. Well, we had 73, 60, 62.
I will say that. We had about 4 performances that was great for the NBA. Yeah. Now,
Embiid had 70.
Yeah, Embiid had 70.
And that was on the same night Cat had 63.
63, yeah.
The night Luka had 73, I think Booker had 60.
He had 60, yep.
So that's like a whole week right there.
You got almost 400 points worth of scoring and 3 nights. So the NBA is in a good place when it comes to the offense. Defense is still selective. They do it when they want to. But that, like I say, setting 3 is an impressive, thing. But like my whole thing is against the Atlanta Hawks. Now, if he did setting 3 against, let's say against the Lakers or against somebody else that is a more prominent team in the NBA and known for defense, because Atlanta ain't known for no defense. Trae Young ain't guarding nobody. Let's just be honest.
They had Murray on them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, and I like Murray, and I think Murray's a great player, and he's elevated since he's come to Atlanta, and I know he's probably not going to be there too much longer just because of his elevation.
He's going to get traded?
Yeah, I don't know if he get traded, but he might not, I don't know what his contract situation, I have to look it up and see, but I don't see him because he's elevated his game because, some people thought, and I kind of thought too, that him playing alongside Trae Young was going to kind of bring him, push his game down a little bit because of who Trae Young is on that team. But I would, say this, that Murray to me has been playing and outperforming Trae Young a lot of nights.
I wouldn't say that. Trae's still averaging 27 points per game.
I mean, he's still shooting.
Should have been an all-star.
He's still shooting. We're gonna get into the all-star selections too, because we got to talk about that. But I'm not saying as a complete whole he's been outplaying, but I just say there's a lot of moments that I wasn't expecting.
He had bigger moments than Trae.
He has bigger moments than Trae.
Bigger highlights.
Bigger highlights, and that's what I'm saying. And I wasn't expecting that, but I'm glad because in San Antonio he didn't show that evolution of his game, and that could be because of the system that Pop runs. It don't allow for a lot of off the grid creativity. Yeah. And I know that's a lot of reasons why a lot of players have issues with going to San Antonio because they feel like they're gonna be playing in this box that they don't want to play in.
We talked about that before.
And we talked about that before. Yeah. So, but no, I'm impressed with what I'm seeing from Murray. Of course, Trae Young is Trae Young. Yeah. But outside of that, they got a lot of young pieces, and they still trying to figure out what they want to do with that franchise. I feel like they just kind of I don't know if they just trying to stack up on draft picks or stack up on cap space.
I think if you not up there with the Bostons, Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Don't know what 76ers going to do now.
Yeah. Because with Joel Embiid being out.
Yeah. So those 3 teams at the top, where do you stand? Yeah, you just went on a 4-game win streak at home. Yeah. So how do you cultivate that into possibly a Eastern Conference Finals?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I mean, you're still paying Clint Capella. Bogdanovich is getting paid.
Yeah.
Murray's getting paid now. Yeah. So you putting a lot of money into a roster that's
not able to compete for real.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So that's make the playoffs last year.
Yeah, that's a thing too for them is that they're in a bad spot in the East because the East is not, of course, not that strong, but the top teams are loaded when it comes to everybody else in the East.
Yes.
Like with the West, it's a spread of about 10, 12 teams that, like I say, if they're playing right, they can say, okay, this team come out the West or at least compete against Denver to have a chance to go out, come out the West. Yeah. But in the East, like you say, it's just Boston, Milwaukee, and then, New York Knicks have been playing great. Yeah. I will give them credit. They having Bronson been balling out. And Bronson had he had a 50 ball, 40 and 50 ball that same week with Luka and everybody else. So he's been balling. He's an all-star. Congratulations to Jalen Brunson. Well deserved. Tyrese Maxey for Philadelphia. Well deserved. He had a 50-point bomb too as well.
Crazy.
Scoring. And I think a lot of it's because of the lack there of defense that can really be played physicality wise on guys, on certain guys. Yeah. But let's talk about real quick, I'm sure you saw the hiring of the new head coach for the Milwaukee Bucks. Mm-hmm. They fired Adrian Griffin. Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's talk about him real quick before we get into the coach that they hired in this place. Did you think that fire was warranted?
I was telling my homeboy, of course, I went to the Christmas Day game and Milwaukee versus the Knicks, and I just seen the lack of, I wouldn't say effort, but it was just the lack of care that they gave to the coach.
Okay.
It just didn't seem like they was listening to him.
Okay.
And it just felt weird because he's your head coach.
Yeah.
It's his first year. You got 2 superstars on your team, and this is a team that's pretty much has won the championship and kept majority of their pieces. So they know what they need to do, and your other superstar coming in, and he knows what he needs to do.
Yeah.
And it's just for them not to listen to a head coach or just blatantly disregard what he has to say or how he wants to run the team is crazy. But you're still second in the East, and you fire your coach. Well, I think they might be first or second now. I don't know.
Well, I know Boston overall has the best record in the NBA.
Yeah.
And then I think Milwaukee, of course, probably overall third or fourth best record, but in the East, second best record.
Yeah.
And then there's Philadelphia. Mm-hmm. I find it hard when, like you say, when you watch players quit on a coach, that a coach deserves to get fired. Now, of course, we don't have the privilege of being in the locker rooms to see how he's interacting with the players and all that. But still, I think it sucks when someone gets fired because you watch games before where they quit on them.
Yeah.
And even with the quitting, like you said, they're still second place in the East, still a favorite to win the championship if they can put it all together.
Yeah.
So what do you think about the hiring of Doc Rivers? Do you think that was a good hire for them? Because the biggest thing they was complaining about, they said that the lack of defense. And I feel like
Doc doesn't play defense.
And that's what I'm saying. So I look back on the teams with Philadelphia. Philadelphia offensively, good. With Embiid, with
Harden, he doesn't
with James Harden, and then the other pieces they had in the years that Doc was there, and his teams were never known for defense. The only team he had that was known for defense was Boston, because even when he was with the Clippers, they didn't play no defense.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out, where on this track record where they can say, okay, this is a defensive mind coach that we have to make this change right now to put us in place to be better for the playoffs and a championship. Because I feel like when they made the trade for Dame, you gave up on playing defense.
Pretty much.
And now you want defense, but you have your team is built to not play defense.
Yeah. So, exactly. I thought that too, because you went from leading the league in defense with a defensive-minded coach and Budenholzer to basically, like you said, no defense and basically try to outgun somebody.
And y'all don't have the shooting for that.
Yes, and Chris Middleton is up and down.
He can't. I think the days of Chris Middleton being their second best player, I think that's over with. And not even the third best player. I think that's over with.
He wasn't the third best player last year.
That's what I'm saying. I think now Bobby Portis is probably their third best player.
Yes.
Right now on their team.
Yeah.
Of course, you got Dame, you got Giannis, and I think Bobby's right behind him.
Yeah, because Bobby can give you 20 off that bench.
Yeah, and then he gonna bring the intensity on the defense, and then of course he gonna board and all that. But
you also gave up a lot of key pieces to off that championship team. You had DiVincenzo Wall.
Yep, and he's balling. Where he's at now.
Let PJ Tucker
with New York.
walk.
Yep, PJ Tucker. PJ, he just sitting on the bench.
Riding in. I think that he's going to.
They're going to end up parting ways with him?
I don't think parting ways, but I think during the playoffs,
they're start bringing him
more because you're going to need somebody to guard that defense. I mean, be a defensive stopper.
Okay.
But I think what you lost Grayson Allen too.
Mm-hmm.
So you lost a lot of defensive players from the championship team and the team after that to this team that you have now, and now you have to figure out what is your identity.
Yeah.
Who's your number one player? Because I remember one time we was like, Dame is their number one player, but Dame, I seen a quote. I don't know if it was really from him, but he said he's going through a lot right now.
Yeah.
Just off the court.
Yeah.
And he's trying to deal with that and play basketball.
Yeah, because I seen, which I know me and you, we don't like to really get into personals of athletes' lives, but I know, like I said, just to kind of bring people in on what you're talking about, just a snippet. I saw where he's, getting a divorce.
Yes.
So two kids, and then you got the transition from Milwaukee, from Portland to Milwaukee, and
family still living in Portland.
Exactly, he still has his house in Portland. So he's still even on days that he's not, having to be in Milwaukee, he still goes to Portland and hangs out. Because like I said, I think Portland is a huge piece of his life, and it was for 11 years, especially being on the Trailblazers. But even now with Milwaukee, he's still not all 100% on them.
Yeah.
And he even came out and said too that before he retires, his plan is to go back to Portland and play one more time before he retires.
Yeah.
So that's just to give y'all just a little bit of content context of what's going on with him off the court, and that's just one piece of other things that we don't know about that's going on. But yeah, that's hard for anybody. That's not even just a professional athlete, just for any regular person to be trying to perform and be, the best you can in your profession, but then you got all these off the job, job site issues that's causing problems. So so I think that's playing a part, like you just said. But yeah, man, I don't know, but I mean, we'll have to see, man. I just know right now with Doc Rivers as the head coach, I haven't really seen any difference in the team. But that's, I know you got to give Doc a chance to come in there and change up whatever he needs to change up. And the good thing about it, he ain't been out of coaching so long where it's not possible for him to take this team to the, wherever they're trying to do this year.
He brought in, I can't think of his name right now. He used to coach in Memphis. He was under Doc's tree for so many years, and he's that defensive-minded coach. So he brought him in as well. I can't think of his name. I know his face. Like I said, he coached Memphis during that era where they was known for defense. So he's over there as well as his number one assistant guy. Okay. So I don't think Doc brought his whole staff in too. So that's another thing that probably could hurt Doc, because I think they only won maybe one or two games. No, maybe one game since he's taking over.
Yeah. So he got to figure out his staff.
Yes.
And develop a relationship with them, because there's nobody he's used to.
Yeah.
And then of course he's got to establish some type of relationship with the players too. So
and I was talking to one of my homeboys, and I don't know why they just didn't hire Nick Nurse from the jump.
Not me either.
That would have been the great addition to that team. Defense.
Yeah.
Knows offense.
Yeah.
Look what he's doing to the Sixers with less than what Doc had.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, they're performing a whole lot better with less time, especially with Embiid going down with this knee, which I don't know if it's gonna be tough, and it's gonna probably hurt his chance of the MVP.
Oh, he's done.
Because he's gonna miss too many games.
Yeah.
So
I seen what they saying they probably should shut him down for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I don't see why not either. Especially with the way that the East is going, it doesn't look like they're gonna be able to position themselves to where they're gonna be ready to go up against these other teams, these teams in front of them in the playoffs. Now the weaker teams maybe, but the teams that are playing well, I don't foresee them being able to beat them. So, all right, man, let's run down the All-Star selections real quick before we get into this football conversation. So, what did they get it right with the All-Stars? Do you think anybody that they
I talked to our boy Tim about this yesterday. I sent him 2 players. Did they get it right? It's how many roster spots on the East and West? Is it 12?
Yeah.
So did they get it right? Yeah. I pretty much agree with all of them, but they did leave some players out. I know 3 from the West and 2 from the East that they left off.
Who they left off?
I think they left off Fox.
No, Fox on here. De'Aaron Fox on here.
No, he didn't make it.
De'Aaron Fox on here.
He is? Unless he was
he's a reserve.
That's why. Okay.
Yeah. Now the starters, let's get his starters. So the West starters, you got LeBron.
He must be replacing somebody there.
You got LeBron, Luka, Joel. You got Kyrie, and then you got Jokic.
Is that this year?
Yeah, 2023.
With 2024.
Oh, it's 2024?
Yeah. Obviously, De'Aaron Fox ain't on that, and neither is Kyrie.
Okay. Pardon me.
I was like, I know De'Aaron Fox ain't on that because he's averaging like 27 points a game, too, and he didn't make it. And it was debates that saying Anthony Davis shouldn't have made it because they're struggling on the 9th, 10th, hanging on down there.
Man, listen.
And of course LeBron's on there, but LeBron's missed a significant amount of games, and
we all know I think we all know now that, like I say, just like all these awards that me and you talk about, that a lot of people talk about, it's a popularity contest. It's not about who actually is dominating or performing the best in the regular season. Okay. All right, so here we go. So here goes your starters. You got Luka, KD, you got Shea, you got LeBron, and then you got Jokic for the West. I agree with that. Yeah. Then you got in the East, you got Giannis, you got Embiid, you got Tyrese Halliburton, you got Dame, and then you got Jason Tatum.
I agree with that.
Agree with that too. Yeah. I'm with you. So the top 10 we agree with. All right, so here go your reserves. In the East, you got Bam. You got Banchero, you got Jalen, Jaylen Brown, then you got Jalen Brunson, then Tyrese Maxey. And then you got Donovan Mitchell and Julius Randle coming in at the end.
Yeah, I
agree with those reserve.
Like I said, Trae Young.
Yeah.
He probably should be an all-star.
Yeah.
Like I said, averaging 27 points per game.
I probably would have put Trae Young over Julius Randle.
But that's hard because it's position basketball.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So that's hard.
Yeah, because Donovan, he's 28, 6 and 5. So they basically, if you really want to match up his stats, I would say Tyrese, and Trae Young, because Tyrese averaging 26, 6 and 3.
That's good stats.
That's a good stat though.
And then also, they're playing in Indianapolis, so of course he's going to get.
Yeah, so that's why I say that Trae Young, I agree with you on that. Now let's go to reserve for the West. You got Booker, Steph Curry, Anthony Davis, Anthony Edwards, Paul George, Kawhi, and then Karl Anthony Towns.
Okay, I seen where somebody was like, James Harden got snubbed.
He didn't.
You don't think so?
He didn't.
Okay.
He didn't.
De'Aaron Fox.
Yep, De'Aaron Fox definitely got snubbed. He should be in the place of AD.
Sabonis.
Not this year.
And I say Jamal Murray.
Yes, I agree.
So,
but who?
That's what I'm saying.
That's a tough part though, because
I would have took off Paul George and AD.
Paul George and AD
yeah.
for Sabonis and who?
For
Murray and Sabonis.
Fox.
Okay.
And that's hard. Like I said, it's just position basketball now.
No, I would have definitely 100%. AD would have been all for me. I'd have put De'Aaron Fox in his spot.
Mm.
And then
I'm Cat got 60, so of course he's gonna be on there.
But I probably would have took our Cat. So Cat and AD, I can see replacing them for De'Aaron and Sabonis.
Yeah.
I can see them. I can see that. But other than that, like I said, NBA. You did good. Yeah. Voters, y'all did good. Y'all got, it's like 2 or 3 people in there that we feel like should be moved, but for the most part, it should be. But at the end of the day, it's the All-Star game. Who really is watching it?
So Embiid's not gonna play.
Embiid's not. So let's just talk about people that's not gonna play.
Yeah.
B not gonna play.
No.
Julius Randle not gonna play.
Yes.
Possibly AD probably won't play.
He'll probably play.
Yeah, whatever. Whatever. I don't want to be like this on the podcast, man. Come on now. I want to be like this on the podcast.
I mean, he just played.
I don't want to be like.
He just played yesterday.
I want to be like this on the podcast. Let's. Today we don't have much time today, so I don't want to get on no tangent and get off script. I got to stay with my notes. I got to stay on track with my notes. So I'm not gonna let Ty entice me today and with his triggers of his comments. So I'm just gonna keep it good. So, but yeah, that's where we at with the All-Star. We'll just we'll see. I mean, they'll probably score 500 points in the game. Yeah. So we'll see. But all right, man. Before we get out here, let's transition to football, man. That damn Patrick Mahomes, man. What you think about him?
He's good.
He's good. That's
good.
it. He's good. He's good.
He's great. He's not a he's not a game manager.
All right, so man, look. All right,
let's talk about that one. Let's talk about the game.
Can I play the audio from that whole what he's talking about him being a game manager? Can I play that audio? Would that be okay, or will we get copyrighted for that? I ain't gonna play it.
Okay.
All right.
Well, we could just give the
to get the viewers and audience and everybody listening to our voices. So basically, Cam Newton came out and said that Brock Purdy was the 10th best person on his team, and said that he was a good game manager. So you sent me that. Mm-hmm. Do you agree with that?
I agree with it.
All of it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
He's a great quarterback.
So this is the slander.
I was talking to my cousin about this.
Okay.
Tom Brady, first 3 years, was he an elite quarterback? First 3 championships, was he that of elite quarterback? Was everybody like?
No, he was solid. He was solid his first 3 years. He was solid. His first year taking over for Drew Bledsoe, it was kind of like, we don't know what we got. Yeah. But that second, third year, you knew what you had. You knew you had not Hall of Fame, but you had someone that was going to be
his first Super Bowl
was going to be great.
I still had him as a game manager.
Okay.
Great defense. Great kicker.
Did
what he needed to do.
Not
above much, not above less.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy has way more weapons than what Tom Brady has.
Okay.
I'm not comparing.
Yeah, you can't compare the rosters, but
I'm not comparing, you know, a 2-year starter to Tom Brady, the greatest of all time. But I'm just saying, like, at that moment, I've said Tom Brady was a game manager.
Okay.
Brock Purdy, it can change.
But this is the slander that I don't understand no more with Brock Purdy. Everybody's saying he's a game manager, and when I hear game manager, y'all was saying like, oh, basically he's just doing enough to not lose the game. And to me, Brock he's the reason why they're winning the game.
He's doing enough.
He's
doing enough to basically, like you said, not lose the game. Defense is great. But
their defense ain't playing like lights out right now. And these last 2 games, Brock Purdy is the reason why they won, because he went on great drives at the end of the game to win the game.
Yeah, but he also has great weapons against.
Okay, what quarterback don't have great weapons that's good in the NFL that everybody put above him?
Not like that.
Name one.
Okay, we can say Lamar doesn't have that.
Oh my God!
No, I'm just being honest.
God.
Lamar Jackson's weapons is nowhere near what Brock Purdy has.
Oh my God!
Even Kansas City offense doesn't have that type of weapons that he has.
So when he gets the weapons, they're not good enough. When he didn't have the weapons, he didn't have no weapons, and the results the same.
What weapons does he have?
Results, it's
Zay Flowers.
The results are the same. He's got Mark Andrews. He's got Likely.
CMC.
He got Zay Flowers. He's got Odell Beckham Jr. Like
Odell Beckham Jr.
He's a solid wide receiver though.
He's not a solid. He's way past his prime.
Oh my God! But what weapons do he need to be able to get past the second round?
But I'm just saying he doesn't have a Brandon Ayuk. He doesn't have a Debo Samuel. He doesn't have Christian.
He still got to throw the ball though, Ty. He still got to get the ball to them though. He still got to get the ball to them. He still got to get the ball to him. He still got to stand in the pocket, and he got to make his reads, and he got to get the ball to him on time. And he's not throwing the ball where they got to go out and do some athletic catch. He's throwing them open. He's throwing his worst throw was to Brandon Ayuk, the one off the helmet that he caught. That rest of those passes was on the bread basket, bro.
Okay,
were they not?
They were good.
What? I'm like, am I watching the wrong game? Like what? Was Brock not like slicing Detroit up
in the second half? Yeah.
Yeah, in the first half he wasn't.
Yeah,
I agree with it. The first half he wasn't.
Like Detroit took their foot off the gas.
The first half, yeah. And Detroit played the same way they played all year long. Him going for fourth downs. I don't want to hear about all over bad decisions. That's what Dan Campbell's been.
You have to take the points.
I will say I would have rather him. I would rather him in that moment when he could have tied the game up 27-27 to take the field goal
or take the lead in when they went down there as well.
Exactly. So I will say I would have liked him to do that, but the fact that he didn't, I'm not going to kill him. Crucify him, because that's what Dan Campbell has done all year long. Mm-hmm. He's been that guy to go on a fourth. I want to say they led the NFL in fourth down attempts and conversions. Mm-hmm. So it's not like he's doing that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
But this whole notion that, it's only because he has these weapons that Brock Purdy is good. When you look at these other guys, the Burrows, the Josh Allens, the Dak Prescotts.
Josh Allen doesn't have as many weapons as him either. What you got? Who's equating to?
Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna change the narrative on you real quick. What does Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, and Dak Prescott have in common?
What? No playoff wins? Is that what you?
What do they have in common? I'm asking you. What do they have in common?
Get knocked out the playoffs.
What do they have in common?
Not succeeding in the playoffs. It's something to do with the playoffs.
Yeah.
Sure.
They don't perform when it matters the most. They don't get the job done. And this kid here, who we also have to remember. The only reason why San Francisco probably didn't go to the Super Bowl last year is because Brock got hurt in the second pass against Philly.
Known that. Can't really say that.
All I know is in his 2 years as a starter, the man has balled out.
Yeah,
he has balled out, and this whole idea. Now, yes, every great quarterback in the NFL now and in the past managed the game. So we got to understand that Tom Brady's a great game manager.
Yes.
Pat Mahomes, great game manager.
I think he came in with it.
But I'm saying, he's a great game manager, though. Every quarterback is a great game manager. What quarterback don't manage the game well? That's great in the NFL.
So, the way Cam says, you have superstars like athletes that does above and beyond what a normal quarterback should do, like Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen.
What does that mean? Above beyond? Talking about the running that Brock?
No, not running.
Okay.
It's just like they can do more than just be a pocket passer type deal.
Okay.
Like you can, like their arms, their legs, like they just a game changer. Like you down, like Lamar can do this, or Pat Mahomes.
But that doesn't matter though. That doesn't matter though, Ty. That doesn't matter because when it's time to be that spectacular person, they don't do it. Lamar Jackson, did you watch the game?
I watched the game.
What did you think? We have already said on this podcast, me, you, and John have already said regular season he was an MVP, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And then he get in the playoffs and
he had the moments. Zay Flowers with the fumble.
Don't you do that. Don't you do that.
Zay Flowers with the fumble.
Don't you do that.
That was a scoring drive.
Don't you do that. That is not the reason why.
I'm not saying that's the reason
you cannot
why
put
they
that
lost.
in. You can't put that into.
I'm not putting it on it, but I'm just saying that's a factor. Defense held Kansas City to what?
17 points. Exactly. And the man didn't score more than 10 points. But y'all been averaging 34 points a game.
Yeah. Great defense by Kansas City.
Man, look, all I know is I would rather have Brock than I would have Josh Allen and these other guys because Brock is.
Depends on what team.
It doesn't depend on what team.
Okay.
It doesn't.
Okay. You give me Brock on Washington.
Well, you give me Josh Allen on Washington.
I think he would be.
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir.
I think he would be great.
So what? So you think? So you trying to tell me if you planted Josh Allen, Dak Prescott, and Lamar Jackson on Carolina's playoff team? Make sure you put that Jeopardy sound on this moment right here, John. Put the Jeopardy sound on it and zoom in on his face when you put it together. Yeah,
is he?
They're not. Take them to Atlanta. They're not.
I think they will be.
They're not playoff teams. I think they're not playoff teams with them on there. They're not. They're not.
Atlanta was this close to the playoffs. But go ahead.
Listen, man. All the people, all the players that everybody say is better than Brock, they're at home. And to me, I don't want regular season quarterbacks. I want guys who are gonna get the job done when it matters. I'd rather have that guy. That's why the two in the Super Bowl right now are those exact examples. They get the job done when it matters, and they bring the best out of the guys around them. Now, has Brock, if you want to say that Brock hasn't elevated anybody's play because they're already good in their own right, I would give you that. He haven't had to elevate anybody's play. Pat Mahomes, what he's done with this team, and like everybody I've watched and I've heard, and I'm gonna say it too, this was the year to get Pat. And if you ain't gonna get him now, you're not gonna get him. No, you're not gonna have a chance to get him because he did it with this subpar team.
Yeah,
and they're in the Super Bowl again. If they win the Super Bowl again, then what? What do you do with Pat? Pat doesn't have a rival. Let's make sure everybody out there listening. There is no rival to Pat Mahomes. The only person I would probably give him to be close to be a rival to him is Joe Burrow. Outside of that, there is nobody that you can say, hey, when he goes up against Pat, they're going to battle it out because he's showing you time and time again they cannot stick with me.
Yeah.
And I think another reason why these guys, Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, have such a hard time against him is because the offensive coordinator. Now, if you want to blame anybody, let's blame the offensive coordinator because that game plan was the worst game plan to ever go up against Pat.
Use his feet more.
You should have ran the ball and let Lamar Jackson do his thing.
Yeah, they didn't
but
run the ball
everybody feels like when they go up against Pat Mahomes, we have to outthrow him. Mm-hmm. And Lamar Jackson, you saw him stand in the pocket for 7-8 seconds
because nobody could get open.
Trying to prove he could throw the.
You running
so run, so run then.
Two tight ends and a wide receiver, or two wide receivers and a tight end.
So take off it.
What happened was when the game got close, and of course the defense is gonna lack, but the thing that started getting open was a running back out the backfield. Why wasn't y'all doing that the whole game? Why wasn't y'all running the ball? Why wasn't y'all doing read options?
There's no reason. There's no reason ever in time that Lamar Jackson should throw the ball 40 plus times.
No.
There's never a time, any regular season or playoffs that Lamar Jackson should have over 40 attempts throwing the ball.
No.
And literally only running the ball. I think they ran the ball as a whole 6-7 times for a 60-minute game. They ran the ball 6-7 times. That's a recipe for failure.
Yeah.
That's a recipe for failure. So that's why I said they put it on themselves with that bad scheme. But at the end of the day, the defense played like they played all year long. You held Pat Mahomes at 17 points, and Lamar Jackson couldn't get it done. Is Lamar Jackson a great quarterback? Absolutely. Josh Allen, great quarterback. Dak Prescott, good quarterback. Good quarterback. And there's nothing wrong with being good. But good don't get the job done. No. It just doesn't.
Not with the offense that you're supposed to have.
Exactly. And then with all of the talking that goes on with Dallas, if I'm Dak, I get out of Dallas. Go somewhere else. Because when your teammates, not your teammates, but your teammates' families are saying what they're saying, and then you have all the media scrutiny that you're receiving for just being a good quarterback, man, go somewhere else, man. Go somewhere else. Because they also, scheme-wise, offensively, they put him in this box to where I feel like it's somebody in his ear saying, man, you better throw that ball to CeeDee Lamb. I don't care if it's 3 people there. Throw the ball to him.
I mean, you got to.
Got to what?
Depends on what the coverage is and everything else. Give it to your best player. That's what I'm saying.
No, give it to the best read.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. But if the read is gone.
In that Green Bay game, the best read was not CeeDee Lamb.
No, it wasn't. But I'm just saying.
The best read was not CeeDee Lamb.
If what's his name? What's his name? Gallup and freaking Cooks is locked down like they was.
Bro, there was
CeeDee down there somewhere.
I watched that game back and there was probably 10 times
they couldn't get open.
That Gallup was open or who you just named? You said Gallup and who?
Cooks.
And Cooks wide open, but he trying to force it to CeeDee.
Yeah. I mean, that's your bread and butter all year, but also you want against Alexander.
Yeah.
Down corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that. But at the same time, like I say, this is where he hasn't elevated to get into that great quarterback talk, because the fact of the matter is, as a good quarterback, you want to hear your OC talking to you and like, hey, yeah, I know CeeDee is my big play guy. He is my guy all year long. This ain't your game, CeeDee. Your game's next game. They're scheming to take you away. Yeah. Just like in basketball. If we're playing a zone or we're playing a box and one to take away this player, you have to trust into the other guys who are also professionals. Yeah. They might not be as highly talked about, but they're just as good as, professionals. Like Cooks. Cooks been cooking for you, especially that deep ball all year long, and they didn't have no plays for him at all. No motions, no nothing. Yeah. They just hike, throw the ball to CeeDee, force it to him.
Force it to Turbin. You already know what he's coming in the game to do. Straight go route.
So that's my thing. If I'm Dak, I want to get out of Dallas just because of the simple fact that, he's hit his ceiling. He's hit his ceiling with Dallas. Where he's at is
that contract.
Huh?
Who's going to take that contract?
One of them teams you just named, Washington.
I'm not taking that contract.
Somebody got to take it.
For a good quarterback? No, I'm not taking that contract.
Well, I just know, like I say, Jalen Hurts took a step back this year. And I know
he was hurt.
I know he was hurt, so that's why I'm giving him some grace. Mm-hmm. But he took a step back this year.
And a different OC as well.
And the OC, yep. So he had some stuff that messed him up, but I'm hoping next year he can bounce back. Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, I think the idea of, people coming at Brock the way they're doing, they got to really, really look at what's on the field.
So as you was talking to, I'm happy you came back to that. Mm-hmm. This is the same team that Jimmy Garoppolo took to the Super Bowl as well. Mm-hmm. The exact same team.
But he's nowhere near the player that Jimmy was for them with the same team. He's a lot more effective than Jimmy was. Now, I will give you this.
I will just say, I feel like with Kyle Shanahan in this offense, I'm going to say this, and I already know you're going to feel some type of way. You can plug and play a quarterback into this system and it still be effective. That's what I'm saying. Even when Trey Lance got hurt before he got hurt towards ACL, they still was 4-2, something like that. Still with a winning record.
Are you trying to tell me right now, Ty?
I'm just saying
if anybody could have played quarterback for this team and they in the Super Bowl.
I'm not gonna say that much, but I'm just saying I feel like with this system that Kyle Shanahan has, it's designed for easy reads and just great play.
Okay, I disagree. I disagree 100%. Anybody out here that's watching or listening that agrees with that, I disagree with you. So when you comment down in the comment section, I'm coming for y'all. Because Ty said I ain't respond to the 73. I'm definitely gonna respond to any Brock Purdy slander.
73.
Like I said, yeah. any Brock Purdy slander in the comments, I'm coming for you.
I see we got slandered about the Patriots. Did you see that one?
Yeah.
Hey, that's the way we feel.
That's how we feel.
Open you a podcast.
I mean, I
see it, I was like,
yeah. Hey, listen, man. But I welcome all that type of energy because, like I say, we get up here, we talk like. We not gonna always agree with everybody out there, and we know everybody ain't gonna always agree with us. Yeah. But that's part of that's why I just told y'all. If y'all come in my comments talking about Brock slander, I'm coming for your neck because I like I said I don't have time to really get into the other quarterbacks that he's outplayed this entire year. They got just as much weapons, and Jalen Hurts is one of them. But we gave him grace because he's been hurt. Mm-hmm. But he's outplayed Jalen Hurts, and Jalen Hurts has just as much weapons as he do.
He does.
So Dak Prescott has just as much weapons as he does. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay. So and I do have one question that I want to ask you about Brock. Because I already know I have about 3 or 4 quarterbacks in my mind.
Okay, wait. I got a question.
Okay.
I got a question.
Okay.
Who do you have in your Super Bowl? I mean, who's winning your Super Bowl?
Who's winning the Super Bowl? Pat Mahomes winning the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Yeah, Pat Mahomes winning the Super Bowl. Right. Yeah. And then
how is Brock gonna play?
How's Brock gonna play?
Yeah.
He's gonna play good. He's gonna play well. Because like I said, the offense is not built around him to go out and throw the ball 50 times. He's gonna have opportunities to be great. And then he's gonna have opportunities to be good. I think if he plays like he did against Detroit, he gonna put them in position to have a chance at the end to win that Super Bowl. Because, like I said, the legs that shocked me the most with his ability to run. I didn't think he had that in his bag.
Yeah,
I didn't think he had the scrambling ability in his bag.
I knew he had the arm because it's Iowa State.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. He could throw the ball. Yeah, he can sling the peel.
Yeah,
and his deep ball is one of the best in the league.
He's finna see a top 5 defense.
Yeah. But you think about it, what defense has he not seen? He's seen all this. He's seen all of it. Detroit played a good scheme against him.
They did.
Detroit played a great scheme.
This defense is different. They're gonna man you up, lock you down.
Oh, I agree. They're gonna
and they're gonna blitz you.
They're gonna see if they're gonna
and that weak side, that right side of that offensive line for San Francisco is weak.
No, Trent Williams he's on the left side.
Left tackle.
Yeah, Trent. You talking on the right side? Yeah. On the right side, yeah. The right side's a little sketchy. Yeah. He's a little sketchy, but the thing about it is he's seen these teams that have schemed against him to say, hey, you go out there and beat us with your arm, and he's outthrown them, and so that unlike the other guys that has gone up against Pat, that's trying to outthrow him. We're gonna see, but I think Pat wins again. Now, if he wins, do you put him over Brady?
No.
Okay.
Not yet.
How many rings he got to win to be over Brady in your mind? If it's even a chance,
he's gonna have to get Brady got 7.
Yeah,
he's gonna have to get 7 and 1 without Andy Reid.
Okay.
Yeah. What about you?
I don't. Nah. Tom Brady's the greatest ever.
Okay.
Ever.
Okay.
Quarterback ever. Yeah. I don't think. Now, of course. That I didn't even think about that part. If he goes out and wins 7 rings and 1 without Andy Reid, because that's coming soon. Because Andy Reid's not. Because every year he's getting slower and slower walking on that field. So, his age is starting to catch up with him, and I don't see him coaching too much longer. So, but that is interesting to see if he can do it without Andy Reid.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he can.
Yeah. I mean, because he gonna be a Kansas City Chief for life. They're not gonna let him go anywhere.
A 15-year contract.
Yeah. They're not gonna let him go anywhere. But no, I don't see.
He can't do it without Hill.
Yeah,
without Hill.
Do it without Hill. So. He can't. And then we got to see if he can do it without Kelsey. All that different stuff. But no, I think it's just like the LeBron and Jordan conversation for me. Jordan's always going to be number 1 for me, and then Tom Brady's always going to be number 1 for me. Because I think, how he did it and the lack thereof he did it with. Now, yes, he had Gronk, he had Julius Edelman, he had Wes Welker, he had some some guys that were names.
Yeah. But they wasn't.
But
they're not 1A.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Gronk is.
Gronk is, yeah. But that's it. And then, of course, Randy Moss.
Yeah. Like the first Super Bowl, how many people on the offense can you name?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can't. Now, if you're looking at the St. Louis Rams, you got like 50 people you can name in St. Louis Rams.
Yeah.
So, but that's why I say, and then this year, seeing Pat do it with less weapons, having Kelce who balled out that game against Baltimore, showing me that the Taylor Swift curse is over. How you feel about before we get out of here, man? How you feel about that, man? Because I saw on this is when I knew, like, the NFL. I get it, man. Y'all got this contract. Y'all got this contract with her that she's got to be seen. The fact that they had her and Travis Kelce walk on the field and they got stopped to take more pictures and be on video and then kiss on video.
Nah,
I'm just tired of it, bro. Like
I'm here for the sports.
I really want to believe that Taylor Swift is a football fan.
Now she is.
But the fact that we can't watch a Kansas City game without seeing what she's doing after every single play, bro.
She's remixing the Swag Surfer. Let's end it on that. I'm done with it.
She did what?
The dude that made the Swag Surfing gave her the okay to remix it.
Hey, man, y'all do me a favor. Comment down below. Let us know what you thought about today's episode. Yeah. Please, before you leave, like, subscribe, share. Give us some hate. We like that too. We like the smoke. So before y'all leave, make sure, like I said, comment down below, like, subscribe, share, and follow us on all of our other social media platforms, which is always listed down below. But we want to thank y'all again for watching, listening to this podcast episode. As always, we're grateful for all that do participate and watching and listening to us. And like I say, on that note, we're gonna get out of here because that is absolutely out of control. Please don't put that back up. Please. Man, y'all continue to watch and wait until our next episode. As always, want to thank y'all, and we'll see.
Let's see y'all on the next episode. Peace.